Hello, friends! Welcome to another edition of Stephen Reed's Line News on this Monday, September 12th, 2022. I'm your host, Stephen, obviously. It'd be weird if I wasn't Stephen and hosting something called Stephen Reed's Line News, but it's me. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Yes, it's another week of scintillating Line News content. Line is, of course, the biggest messaging app in Japan, and it has its own little news aggregator tab now, which usually pumps out pointless fluff for me to read every single day on this here YouTube segment video series? I don't know what you call it. Anyways, let's get right to it. So, of course, before we get started, remember to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, all the stuff you normally do on a YouTube video. Find us on Twitter at small_in_Japan. And what else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting. Oh, there's a Discord channel, which you can find through all the various means and methods. Okay. So Line of News, of course, has 2 rows of random fluff stories, and then the 3 actual news headlines sandwiched somewhere in between those, kind of hidden from view as just small plain text that no one will probably actually click on. But first, we go through all the fluff. That's just how we like to do it here on this show. And let me tell you, today, this Monday, they gave me a lot of fluff to start off with. So, story number 1. And if you've been listening with any regularity, you know that Shinoda Mariko has had quite the month. And we've read quite a bit of her stories on this show. And apparently Line News has decided that I am the world's biggest Shinoda Mariko fan. There's no way for me to show this to you, but occasionally when I'm on like the Line messaging part, there's this little thing on the top of the screen, and it says click here for Shinoda Mariko, the latest Shinoda Mariko news, which I do not click on, but it's still there thanks to me reading all the news stories here. So anyways, this story is complete fluff, and it is Shinoda Mariko, yes, that former AKB48 idol who's now a actress, apparently, wearing autumn clothes that have a spark of being otonano monotone, so like an adult monotone. I guess that's stylish. I have no idea what they're going for with this headline. Apparently that's a term that I'm not exactly sure about. But anyways, she posted a picture on Instagram of her in her monotone clothes. No information on whether or not she's divorcing her husband and leaving her kid or whatever, but that's besides the point. And her fans, of course, went crazy, posting all these great comments about how cool she looks and how nice she looks in her autumn clothes. So good for her. It's nice reading a Shinoda Mariko story that doesn't involve her having an affair or something, but I'm not sure that this is worthy of being a news article, but that's how things go here on Line News. Let's go to story number 2, in which, I guess this is fluff as well, but a Ferrari, yes, one of those very, very expensive sports cars that all the rich people like to get, caught on fire in Saitama, in Nishi-Omiya. So Saitama is kind of like the trash. It's like it's the New Jersey of Tokyo. It's you know how like New Jersey is the home of The Sopranos and all that stuff, and all, you know, it's kind of like the junky organized crime portion of like the general like New York metroplex. Saitama's kind of like that. I mean, obviously there's a lot of crime in other parts, or like organized crime in other parts of the area as well, but Saitama is kind of known for being a little bit of the wild frontier of Tokyo. I guess you can say that much. Omiya, Yoshimoto has a theater in Omiya, by the way, and I've been there quite a bit, and it's a little bit of a sketchy part of. I mean, it's not like you aren't gonna get like shanked or anything, but it's a little dirtier and grungier than your typical parts of Tokyo. Part of it is that Tokyo, for whatever reason, is kind of shunted off. It's mentally disabled and stuff to those outer boony areas of the. So there's quite a bit of disabled people living around there, and there's like disability access centers and stuff around there as well, right next to like all the brothels and all the not great places. Anyways, Ferrari got on fire in Saitama, and the driver says that as he was driving, the back of the car started just catching on fire. So no other information provided there. But that's apparently what happened. So, anyways, that's that first row of random fluff. Let's get to that second row, which is also featuring a former AKB48 member. In this case, the former star of AKB48, Maeda Atsuko, who calls out SEXYZONE's Kikuchi Huma for being shy. And the shy boy Huma says, "Yes, I am shy." He hansayed for it, so he acknowledged his past errors on that way. This is all part of a promotion for a new movie that they're in together. Apparently, they finished filming, uh, and and apparently, as to celebrate, they had a whole press conference or whatever, and that is pretty much the article. It's mostly just like fluff about like what the movie's about and who else is in it, and then just to kind of draw you in, they have like that brief like half a paragraph of what the headline is. So good for them. Look forward to watching that movie. Not. Anyways, let's move on to the fourth story of our fluff today. And this one also features a Ferrari. In this case, it hasn't caught on fire yet, but the rich star of The Bachelor Japan, Series 4, what's his name here? Ko. Interesting name. Maybe he's Chinese. To celebrate his own birthday, he bought an expensive new car. He bought a Ferrari 360 Modena MT. Let's see how much that actually costs. Sorry, probably should have looked this up beforehand. How much does this cost? Let's see. Price of a Ferrari 360. It's a base price of $138,000. So I'm guessing he's probably not just. It's their entry level model. So even by Ferrari standards, it's not like it's like the cheap like Honda Civic of Ferraris. But if you're a bachelor person in Japan, this is a sort of car you buy apparently. Good for him. I guess this is the sort of thing you can buy when you are according to this article, kigyosha. So, I know jitsugyoka. So, like, you're a business person is apparently what he is. He's 30 years old, so he's younger than me, and he's buying a Ferrari. Good for him. Good for him, guy. It's Japan, so I'm not really sure how much you're going to be driving that Ferrari, but, I mean, unless you're living out in in like the non-Tokyo parts of Japan, I guess you can drive. But like you can't really drive that fast in Japan. Japan's not exactly a fast country. There's so many hills and stuff. I guess you could drive fast, but it'd probably also end with you burning up in a fiery wreck, like story number 2 we read today. So yeah, this car hasn't caught on fire yet, but according to story number 2, that is a distinct possibility. So. Good luck not catching on fire, Coco. Okay, so those are all the fluff stories today. Let's get to the actual news. The 3 headlines that are actually important for Japan today, according to Line News, I should say. Story number 1, Typhoon number 12 is approaching Ishigakijima. This is on the heels of Typhoon number 11 that struck last weekend. So be careful if you're living on Ishigakijima. I don't think anyone who's living on that particular island is listening to this show, but it looks like there's going to be quite a bit of rain. They have this nifty graphic of what to do if you think there's going to be a landslide or how to recognize a landslide, but it's not exactly. It seems a little simplistic, and I think you probably common sense would dictate that you would probably already know this as well, but yeah, I mean, stay away from hills and from low spaces that might get flooded because, yeah, it's a typhoon. This is generally just good advice whenever there's a lot of rain in Japan, just because Japan has a variety of hills and low spots that provide the optimal mix of places that can get completely wiped out by landslides or floods or whatever other random weather event there is. Japan is a very dangerous place in terms of natural disasters. Story number 2, it's a article about apparently the national government wants to tear down some of these older mansions, these older apartment complexes and condo buildings, and replace them with new ones. Not sure why they're doing this when the population of the country is dropping every single year because no one's having kids. But apparently it's something that they're going to set out to do in the coming years. It's going to cost quite a bit of money, but apparently it's something they're willing to spend the money on in Japan, where nothing old can ever stay in place for too long unless you're a person. in which case you'll live to be 100 years old. So best of luck there. Story number 3. Let's see. So Meiji, not the former emperor, but the dairy product company, is raising prices on all of its old on most of its products. So milk is going to be going up in price. The brand of milk that I actually drink, so that's good for me. And yogurt and various other products are going to be going up in price. The yogurt's going to be going up in price in 10 yen, and milk is going to be going up in price, according to this article, from 2.8% to 5.5%. Not sure why they can't settle that already. But yeah, things are getting expensive. Well, I mean, they've always been expensive, but things are getting more expensive in the coming days here in Japan. So if you're living here, yeah, tighten those belts a little bit more, and hopefully Japan will actually do something about this. Probably not, but that's all. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. You've been a great audience as always. Like, subscribe, follow us on all the social media things. Until next time, I'm Stefan saying take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the flip side.